Welcome to A Better HR Business, the podcast that looks at how HR consultants and HR tech firms grow their businesses and how they help their employers to get the best out of their people. Remember, for show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Okay, let's get started.
Hello and welcome back to the show. It's Ben here. Thanks very much for joining me. I'm really looking forward to this conversation now with Michał Krzewiński. He is based in Warsaw, Poland, and together with his wife have formed a company that has just taken off over the last few years and is a dominant player in the area of employee feedback and assessment tools across Poland. And now they're looking to expand into other markets. Michał, thank you very much for joining me today.
Good to be with you, Ben.
I did some research before this podcast interview, and while I was doing that, I uncovered the fact that near your office, there is an indoor skydiving center. What on earth is that?
It's an indoor skydiving facility when you can feel like a skydiver without going into plane and without any parachute on your back. You can just feel that you can fly actually because the wind is blowing from the floor in very high speed and you can fly. And they have 3 facilities in Poland already.
Oh, really?
So you can come here when awful pandemic stops and you can try by your own.
I'll do that. I love Warsaw, so I'll definitely get back there. Well, that's good. I'm glad that it's doing well, because I just pictured someone being dropped from a crane inside a shed. But no, it's a bit more sophisticated than that, so that's good.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for joining me today. I'd love to hear about Ostendi and what you guys are doing, because I know you've got some huge clients across Poland and some amazing success. So do you want to start by telling us what exactly is Ostendi?
Ostendi is actually an employee assessment platform. We provide different assessment tools that can be, in a very simple way, crafted for the need of the company. We don't provide rigid assessment tools that cannot be prepared for the purpose of a given company. So what you can tailor your own assessment. For example, 300x assessment for your own company needs. You can upload your own questions. Of course, you can use our questions from our question bank. But if you have your own competency model in your company in place, so you can upload your own questions and run an assessment for 5 or 500 people in the same simple way. Yeah. So and always you get clear reports. And what is probably most important, for example, from people from international companies, that you can run the assessment in many languages simultaneously. You don't have to choose the language.
Yeah, that's a very handy tool for diverse workforces, and that's only going to continue with the pandemic, that the world's going remote. So that's a very handy tool. Can I just take it back a step? So you formed this company with your wife, and there's an interesting backstory as to the reason why you created these tools in the first place. Can you tell us about that?
It was 8 years ago. I decided to join my company. She was running a consulting company at that time, and she's certified practitioners of many assessment tools. But what was missing that time in Poland was good tool for 360-degree assessment. What was available was either very expensive international tools or Polish, very poor, very rigid tools with very poor reports. So we decided to design and develop our own tools. And we started using it in our previous company, HR Development, for our own development projects. But many companies where we were using it, they was so happy about this tool that they decided to implement for their own needs. So we decided to spin off Ostendi from because the original name of that platform was Ostendi. So we decided to spin it off from HR development and focus on assessment platform. So Ostendi is our child.
Yeah.
So that we have consultancy background, but our company now is focused only on assessment tools.
Okay. So to recap, you guys were doing HR consulting and doing work for clients, and in the 360-degree feedback tools, not great tools or options available. So you built your own system, and then clients you were working with thought, wow, that's a really handy tool. Can you do that for us? And so hence you spun off the company. Yeah, I really like that. So what kind of clients or end users are using the tools or the platform?
They are business. When we provide them with our support, we implement our tool for their own purposes. We deliver training how to use it and how to cope with the 360-degree feedback, because unfortunately in Poland it's not very popular assessment. And people need to be well trained to use it. But the other kind of our customers is consultancy companies, where they use it for their own development projects. They provide their clients with, and as I mentioned, it's a very flexible tool and can be adjusted for the needs of any company. So as I mentioned, probably 30 or 40% of our income comes from other consultancies.
So partner consultants.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, to recap that, do you have external or independent HR consultants and HR consulting firms, whether that's learning development, HR, whatever it may be, but they take your tools and use it for their own clients as an add-on service and help their clients in that way. So that's about 34-40%, you said.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And so you guys are looking to expand. I know you got a bunch of different languages in the system, and you're looking to move further afield. So hence you're looking for consultants in other locations, UK or wherever it may be, to partner up. Is that correct?
That's correct, Ben.
Yeah. So what kind of consultants should think about getting in touch with you or partnering up with you?
So any consultant, because our tool can be used for small assessment for one or two people in the organization, and for the bigger ones, for when at the same time 500 or even 1,000 at the same time can be easily assessed. So it can be independent consultant, self-employed, I would say, that can use it as another tool in the toolbox, and it can be used for big consultancy companies for their own purposes. But what we are looking for is to get to the bigger players on the market to implement our tool internationally, because as I mentioned, the tool and our questions is translated for many languages, and you can run easily the assessment in different languages at the same time and generate reports just after assessment is completed. In those languages. So we are looking also for partners who can contact with bigger player to implement our tool internationally.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And I know from work I've done where there've been employees based in Italy, Serbia, Australia, UK, etc. A diverse workforce, not necessarily a huge workforce in each location, but they're all over the place. And so having a diverse tool with the languages is very useful. That's for sure. So do consultants who want to partner up with you and use the tool, personally, I love this. So if you're listening to this, I love the whole value-add service thing. So even just at the very basic, at the SME level, where you go in and do the handbook thing and get your policies and procedures in place. Well, what's the next step? What can you do to add value to a company? Well, perhaps you could help them improve their management styles and employee engagement, all that kind of stuff with employee feedback or 360-degree assessment tools or feedback tools. This is something where you can use that to add value and generate more revenue for your consultancy. Is that the way that your consultants are using it currently?
Yes. Our customers are business and consultancy companies who use our tool as I mentioned, as another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah.
And it's very flexible. That can be used by any size consultancy company for their own purposes.
Brilliant. And obviously it's all online, right? So it's perfect for a remote, post-pandemic world that we're in now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. And so if someone listening to this, either an HR person in a company wants to look at using some of the tools such as the 360 feedback tool or the employee survey side of things, or a consultant who wants to use this for their own clients and generate more revenue, what should they do next?
The simplest way is to contact me and to talk. And I can show it's these days everybody is used to use Zoom or other tools when we can present our tools and show all the functionalities, and we can talk about the prospective cooperation. So
definitely,
I think it's the easiest way is to talk and to see by your own, because when you see it, you will be convinced, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen some of the success you've had with the existing clients and also with the consultants who've been partnering. So that's very impressive. The website itself?
The website itself, an English version, will be launched, I hope next week, because as you mentioned, we focused on Poland first, but now we decided to expand for the foreign market. So we will be launching the completely a new website, and it will be available in Polish and in English as well. I hope in other languages very soon.
And can you call out the one that will be released? What is the website address?
It's all Ostendi.net.
Okay, so OSTENDI.net. We'll put the link to that in the show notes. But yeah, if you're listening to this and you're thinking this could be a nice way to generate increased revenue or provide an ongoing service for clients so that you can stay in there for longer and help them in different ways, it's a really good idea for you to consider. So Ostendi.net. Michał, this is great. I think it's an excellent tool, and thank you very much for sharing it with the consultants and the listeners today. Yeah, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us today on A Better HR Business, the podcast that explores the world of HR consulting and HR tech businesses. For show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Remember to subscribe and share the show with any friends who are busy growing a HR business. Thanks, and see you next time.